light rain and fog. Temperature 41. Winds northeast at 9 miles an hour. For Richmond, with light rain and fog, it was 40. At Roanoke, with rain and fog, temperature 35 degrees. At Winchester, drizzle was occurring. Temperature 30.
Using those materials is a lot better for the environment. So this is a very fascinating topic to be talking about. And talks, horror movies happening to see life. So just to remind you that whatever we do has consequences to the environment and to the wild in general. So what are your thoughts on this? I mean, do you agree with perhaps carrying around a reusable plastic straw or stainless steel straw? I mean, let us know. I mean, we are available at EasyFM Roundtable at foxmail.com. You're listening to Roundtable. Coming up in the second half of the show, consumers are entitled to a money-back guarantee for a certain period of time, depending on what they're buying. But what if they're buying service? What if they're paying for gym services? What is happening in Shanghai? Let's find out. Looking for passion.
Don't go to the gym. Eat a kilo of, what'd you say, 3 clams, a kilo of shrimp, 1 kilo. Yeah, how much would a kilo of shrimp cost? Right on the South China Sea.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Roundtable, coming to you live from Beijing. Roundtable.
Connecting China and the world.
We bring you fun and timely discussions about what's affecting our lives everywhere, every day. Tune in to Roundtable, where the East meets the West and understanding is the goal. Do you concur with what's going on in China and the world? Think you'd like to share your opinions on the air? If all your answers are yes, things are about to get real. Beijing's top international talk show is looking for new voices. We need native English speakers in China with media experience. If this sounds like a good fit, send us your CV and cover letter to EZFM Roundtable at foxmail.com.
Text message received.
Roundtable. We want you.
And then in the afternoon, definitely some good amounts of accumulation. And up to 15 centimeters are possible. Snowfall warnings already being issued through areas in the GTA West and through the north. Also, for up into Hamilton and the Niagara Escarpment, we also have some special weather statements. Your overnight low tonight, -3.
This is 60 News.
Coming up, more than 400 gyms in Shanghai promise for members a 7-day cool lecture in Beijing. Will this lead to a healthier development and competition in the industry? Let's find out.
Douglas is following all today's developments and joins us live. Mark. Public Health Ontario officials now say the so-called UK variant could have more serious health effects than they reported earlier, and Dr. Vanessa Allen says it spreads more easily than the original COVID-19 coronavirus. Case in point,
34 cases of the UK variant have been confirmed in Ontario. That we have identified no variants of the South African lineage and none of the Brazilian P1 lineage to date.
And Toronto's top doctor, Dr. Eileen Davila, says the UK B117 variant, that's its official name, is between 50 and 70% more transmissible than the original form of COVID-19. But we can find it back the same way as the original.
You have heard before what I am going to say next. I hope you will take it to heart more than at any other time.
Today's advice from Toronto Public Health to basically every public institution in the city, including long-term care homes, is to review, audit, and reinforce the infection and prevention controls they already have in place for COVID. And that's physical distancing, that's the masks, visitor screening, and more for every long-term care home, retirement home, child care center, and every school and more. Reporting live, I'm Mark Douglas.
With the variant now popping up across the province, what, if any, new measures will be applied to air travel? 6 Cities' Karen Seolin is finding out and joins us live with the latest. Karen.
Yes, Legana, Christian Freeland hinting today at tougher measures to fight the COVID-19 pandemic as concerns grow here about new, more contagious strains of the virus spreading beyond borders. The Deputy Prime Minister saying now is not the time to travel and calling it dangerous.
Our government absolutely is looking seriously and carefully at measures to further guarantee the toughness of our border measures. We're looking at that very actively right now.
Her comments come as our neighbors to the south step up rules surrounding travel. President Biden reversing an order from the Trump administration that would have eased restrictions on travelers tomorrow from Brazil, Ireland, the UK, and other European countries. And the White House press secretary today says they're also adding another country to the list.
This isn't the time to be lifting restrictions on international travel. And in light of the contagious variant, B1351, South Africa has been added to the restricted list.
Now, the nation's top infectious disease expert says it's the right move.
You have a free inflow of people from a country in which that mutant is clearly dominant. I talk to my colleagues often in South Africa. It clearly is dominant there. I believe the travel ban will be important.
Reporting live, I'm Karen Seolin.
This is 680 News. The CEO of Great Canadian Gaming is stepping down after allegedly jumping the vaccine queue. Here's 680's Richard Southern.
Boy, it's quite the story. The now former CEO of Great Canadian Gaming, Rob Baker, and his wife allegedly flew to the Yukon over the weekend to jump the vaccine line.
I got
Great
the link
Canadian
on my
Gaming
desktop
owns casinos right across Canada, including the one at Woodbine Racetrack. He and his wife allegedly traveled from their home in Vancouver to the remote Yukon community of Beaver Creek to receive the Moderna vaccine. The company was required by territorial law in the Yukon to isolate for 14 days on arrival.
Territorial law.
Sergeant
Preston is going to get you.
They each received tickets for $575.
You got a Yukon King slot
Great
machine.
Canadian Gaming stock closing lower on Main Street Monday. I'm Richard Southern.
Public health officials confirming that new, more easily transmissible variant of COVID-19 first identified in the UK has torn through a long-term care home in Barrie, leaving more than 40 people dead. 680's Phil Martino tells us the vaccine for that home was redirected from this facility ahead of the outbreak. She joins us live now with the details. Phil.
So, Jenna, General Rick Hillier, the chair of Ontario's COVID-19 Vaccine Distribution Task Force, says he was unaware the Moderna vaccine was redirected from Roberta Place, but he says they have been doing the vaccination in a staged manner, getting at those who are at most risk, and if vaccines moved around, that would have been why.
Now that we've completed that, and many of the retirement homes in the area, we're now focused on the rest of Ontario. As I said, we're 80% complete doing the long-term care homes around the rest of Ontario, and we want to complete that as soon as possible. Given the arrival of vaccines early next week, we should be able to complete it by next week, Friday, and soon after that, complete the retirement homes around Ontario also.
One Simcoe Muskoka official says early access to the Moderna vaccine would have prevented much of the deadly outbreak at Roberta Place. Dr. Colin Lee, Associate Medical Officer of Health, told the Barrie 360 several days ago, with the Moderna, we had a lot more flexibility and we would have moved it in right away. In addition to 41 deaths at Roberta Place, 127 of its 129 residents have tested positive for COVID-19. Phil Martino, 680 News.
680 News weather alert. Well, see snow goes slow. A snowfall warning in effect for those west of Toronto. 680's Michelle Mackey joins us live. Michelle.
James, the city's first major winter storm of the year is moving in tomorrow morning.
This Texas low making a beeline for the GTA and the Golden Horseshoe. On average, 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. It's really looking like most of the GTA will see closer to that 10 centimeter mark.
But 680 weather specialist Denise Andriacci says the west end of the GTA could see up to 20 centimeters of snow by the time this system moves out tomorrow night. That's why Environment Canada has now issued snowfall warnings from Mississauga through Oakville to Burlington. And it's not just the snow Denise is concerned about.
Through the afternoon tomorrow, 40 to 60 kilometer per hour winds gusting out of the north-northeast.
So while the morning commute will be challenging for essential workers, the afternoon commute will be a nightmare as those winds ramp up, drastically dropping visibility. Reporting live, I'm Michelle Mackey. Gas prices are next.
This is 680 News. Since the dawn of time, humans have been pursuing food. First in open plains and lush forests, and later in the crowded aisles of grocery stores. Today, that pursuit is over. With good food, you can get delicious, ready-to-cook meals like caramelized onion baked cheese tortellini delivered right to your home. Because some things are better left in the past. Good food, eating evolved. Visit makegoodfood.ca.
Now, the 680 News gas price update. Emperor predicting the price won't change at midnight. We should stay just under $1.13 a liter.
Everybody's looking for a change right now, dreaming of being able to pay for upgrades or renovations without taking on that financial burden. Just think about it. We renovated 3 years ago, but it still feels like there's a million things I'd like to do today. A Flexi line by Capital Direct allows you to manage your resources more effectively. Whether you could use $50,000 or $1.5 million, that cash is available to you. Call Capital Direct today at 1-800-NEW-CAPITAL. CapitalDirect.ca. Well, it's certainly been an interesting year. And if you're like me, maybe you've been drinking more than usual and you want to take a break. Well, with DriveFeb it's easy, and you'll be supporting the Canadian Cancer Society. When you sign up at drivefeb.ca, you'll help fund groundbreaking research and support services for people affected by cancer. And you can reduce your own risk of cancer. Try stopping for a week or the whole month. Go as dry as you're willing to try this February. Sign up at drivefeb.ca. It's easier than you think.
680 News Time, 441.
Traffic and weather together on the one, brought to you by Canadian Blood Services. In Shopper 680, here's Jordan Kerr.
Bit of delays westbound on the Gardiner from York to west of Straw. Then you lay downtown. After that, it opens up for a bit. In fact, for the rest of the Gardiner. Onto the west QEW, no issues. But we have issues in Mississauga on Dixie. North and southbound Dixie is closed north of Bloor from Winding Trail to Bergenthorpe. That's the scene of a collision investigation. That'll be closed off for a while longer. So plan ahead and plan an alternate around that. East QE Gardiner combination moving well from the 680 traffic center. Here is Zach Bogustine.
Right now on the 401, no troubles, but slow spots. Eastbound slow from Weston in the Express, then from Avenue Express, Bayview Collectors to Leslie, and Weston to east of Salem. Westbound 401 busy from west of Huron-Ontario Express and Mavis Collectors to approaching Mississauga Road. Again, that northbound DVP still a slow drive from Don Mills to north of Lawrence. Not too bad though. And southbound on the 404, you'll find it busy as you make your way towards the 401 Rams. A message from Canadian Blood Services. Join the fight against COVID-19 by donating plasma. If you've tested positive for the virus and recently recovered, register now at blood.ca/help. Let's check the forecast. It was a nice one today, not so much tomorrow, Denise Andriacci.
That's right. Today was the day to get outside if you wanted that sunshine and those calm winds, but I think the kids will love to be outside tomorrow because the snow is moving back into the GTA. Oh, they had so much fun there when we had some snow. Now, our friends to the north, our neighbors in through Cottage Country, have been hammered with snow lately, but we just haven't seen very much of it here. That's about to change with the system moving in tomorrow. We'll have snow, blowing snow, and very drifting snow at times with these strong winds. 5 to 10 centimeters on average for the GTA, but 10 plus centimeters for the West End and possibly along the Hamilton area through the Niagara Escarpment in that region there. So we'll be watching the radar tomorrow, and with those gusty winds, temperatures feeling a lot colder as well through the day tomorrow. Right now, we're still sitting at 0 at Pearson. The clouds are starting to build. Our overnight low, -3.
Now the Dynamic Funds Market Minute to the Business Center. Here's Richard Southern.
Switch-out of the TSX higher by 60 points today, settling at 17,906. The big winner was BlackBerry, up 28% to $22.97. Getting caught up in that momentum trade that GameStop has been caught up in, via Reddit and Robinhood. BlackBerry, the company, asked about the recent stock price, and they said, well, we really don't know exactly what's triggering the rally. On Wall Street, the Dow fell 36, down to 30,960. The S&P higher by 13 points today. The NASDAQ closed at a fresh record, up 92 points. NASDAQ going out about 13,630. Canadian dollar, a little bit lower, 78.46 cents U.S. James and Slajana have your headlines next on 680 News.
We're all rethinking risk these days. Your investments should be no exception.
A financial advisor can help you build a resilient portfolio. Learn more at dynamic.ca/advice.
COVID-19 threatens all of us. Bergmanis Prera continues to support frontline initiatives and reminds all of you to do your part to keep us safe. If you've been injured due to a slip and fall on icy sidewalks, careless drivers, or if your insurance company has failed to honor its obligations to you, Bergmanis Prera offers skilled and compassionate, free, no-obligation consultations by phone or video 24/7. Although you may be isolated, you are not alone. Bergmanis Prera Personal Injury Lawyers. You focus on getting better, we'll do the rest. Visit us at bplawyers.ca.
At Toyota, safety isn't optional. That's why our vehicles come with Toyota Safety Sense Standard. It's a suite of intelligent safety features that other car companies charge extra for. That's like buying bubble wrap and paying extra for the air in the bubbles. Lease a 2020 Highlander LE all-wheel drive for as low as $99 weekly at 2.49% APR for 48 months with $5,700 down. Ask your local Ontario Toyota dealer about contactless shopping or to book an appointment today.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News.
Partly cloudy in downtown Toronto, 1 degree. Good afternoon. I'm Sljana Tabinzik.
And I'm James Monroe. Here's what's making news right now.
The city's top doctor is recommending we all ramp up personal protective behavior as the COVID-19 variant from the UK surfaces here in Toronto. Toronto Public Health reinforcing the importance of infection prevention and control measures in long-term care and retirement homes, correction facilities, shelters, group homes, and daycares. While the Trudeau government considers tougher travel restrictions to prevent the spread of COVID and its variants, U.S. President Biden has reinstated travel bans for dozens of countries, including the UK, Brazil, and South Africa. They begin tomorrow. And coming up after sports, the latest on the deadly crash in Mississauga.
Time for 680 Sports.
From Sportsnet 590 The Fan, here's Alex Xero.
Sljana, the Maple Leafs are off to a 5-2 start, and Justin Bourne is seeing signs of growth.
That was a critique from an internal critique. Sheldon Keefe called them immature. Their own organization called them immature multiple times. So that could be a step for this team where it's just like, hey, we're going to be able to hang around, and we have enough game breakers to break games as long as we're hanging around these games. So that seems like a positive start for the Leafs so far.
And the Leafs are about 15 minutes into their practice this afternoon in Calgary. They'll take on the Flames tomorrow. Raptors can make it 6 wins in 7 when they once again visit Indiana this evening. Pascal Siakam and Kyle Lowry have been slapped with a questionable tag. We have the call at 7 on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Couple of games on the TV tonight. Sportsnet 1 with Lakers Cavs at 8. Sportsnet with Minnesota Golden State at 10 o'clock. To baseball, John Heyman is reporting that the MLBPA has rejected MLB's latest offer of a universal DH and expanded playoffs. Heyman says the offer was made before the Christmas holidays and the union has not countered. And earlier today, the New York Yankees traded reliever Adam Ottavino off to the Boston Red Sox in exchange for pitching prospect Frank Herman. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
What? Looks like John and Andrea just bought a place.
Wow. That was quick.
Yeah. They've been equestrian for a while. The lower fees make a big difference. They rave about it.
Well, we're not heading back to the branch anytime soon.
Exactly. If we ever want to move, we gotta get moving.
It's time to switch to Questrade. See how you can retire wealthier with the Quest Wealth Portfolio's RRSP at questrade.com.
In life, the most important question anyone could ever ask is, will you marry me?
Not. Are we alone in the universe?
Well,
Or how did the brain name itself?
Okay, point taken. The most important question anyone could ask when they're in love and want to be with that person forever is, will you marry me? Make sure it's a yes. With Spence Diamonds, Canada's engagement destination, with thousands of rings to choose from. Spence Diamonds, open for virtual appointments and curbside pickup.
We have breaking news from Mississauga where a multi-vehicle crash has left one man dead. It happened after 2:30 this afternoon on Dixie North and Bloor. Dixie is now shut down both ways between Burnhamthorpe and Winding Trail as police investigate. This is 680 News. The House of Commons is going to be holding emergency debates on COVID-19 vaccines and the cancellation of the Keystone XL pipeline.
The House of Commons resuming on the first anniversary of the first COVID case confirmed in our country and on a week where Pfizer vaccine deliveries have dropped to 0.
zero, prompting Conservative leader Aaron O'Toole to question if the Prime Minister has a real plan.
Why are Canadians always paying for this Prime Minister's failure to act quickly?
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau arguing the disruption with Pfizer is temporary and deliveries will resume next week.
And we are still on track to vaccinating over 3 million Canadians by the end of Q1 and everyone who wants it by September.
The Conservatives also claiming the Prime Minister has done little to stop President Joe Biden from scrapping the Keystone XL pipeline, while Trudeau says he supported the project and its workers from the start and made Canada's case to the new administration. The emergency debate on the pipeline is tonight, while the debate on vaccines is tomorrow. Cormac McSweeney, Parliament Hill.
Twitter is looking for fact-checking help.
Twitter is enlisting its users to help combat misinformation on its service by flagging and notating misleading and false tweets. The pilot program is called Birdwatch. It allows a pre-selected group of users who sign up through Twitter. Those who want to sign up need a U.S.-based phone carrier, verified email and phone number, along with no recent Twitter rule violations. The service says it wants both experts and non-experts to write the Birdwatch notes. I'm Shirley Adler.
In 60 seconds, traffic and weather together on the ones.
Meeting up with a few friends and neighbors, getting together with colleagues after work, attending a friend's wedding. All seem harmless, but these are the types of things contributing to a significant spike in COVID-19 cases in Ontario. Community spread is making more and more people sick, threatening to overwhelm our hospitals and putting all of us at risk. Vaccines will help protect us, but until they're widely available, we all need to follow public health advice and guidelines. That means staying home except for essential reasons, like buying groceries. Stay home, stay safe, save lives. Paid for by the Government of Ontario.
We might not know what the future holds, but at Seneca, we know what it needs. It needs you. You, who isn't satisfied waiting for change. You, the fixer, the helper, the problem solver. You, who has a career firmly in their sights. You, who waits for no one. You, who wants to make a change. Now is your time. Seneca, challenge accepted.
680 News Time, 4:51.
Traffic and weather together on the one, brought to you by TSC and Shopper 680. Here's Jordan Kerr.
I'm flying around this crash on Dixie, and an update on the closure. Dixie is closed both ways from Bloor to just south of Burnhamthorpe, at the plaza just south of Burnhamthorpe, all because of the fatal collision investigation. Two vehicles involved here. It happened just south of Winding Trail in the southbound lanes of Dixie. Two vehicles involved, and one of the vehicles just unrecognizable as a car. It's just a twisted hunk of metal debris across the roadway. So again, north and southbound Dixie closed both ways. Bloor to south of Burnhamthorpe. This investigation is going to be underway for a while. Down on the QEW, everything's moving well. The westbound Gardner is heavy from York to west of Strawn. From the 680 Traffic Center, Zach Bodenstein.
There's a stolen vehicle right now on the North DVP. As you make your way towards York Mills, there's no delay in that actual area, but you will find the North DVP slow from Don Mills to north of Lawrence anyways. Westbound 401 busy west of your Ontario Express. Mavis collectors to approaching Mississauga Road, and still spotting these East 401 slowdowns through Weston in the Express, Avenue Express, Bayview collectors to Leslie, and then from Westney to east of Salem. So overall, not a bad drive on the 401. We're trouble-free. Brew the perfect cup of coffee every single morning with the Nespresso Virtuo Machine Bundle, available at TSC. Get it tomorrow and save big. Shop tsc.ca. With the forecast, here's Denise Andriacci.
Well, very pleasant weather today, but we do have some snow on the way for tomorrow. Snow and wind gusts up to 60 kilometers an hour through the day on Tuesday. Periods of snow and that windy weather begin in the morning, and then we'll see more steady accumulation in the afternoon into the evening. Still the possibility of snow lingering Tuesday night as we're down to -8. A clear day Wednesday, sun and cloud near -3, but after that, after weather, we tap into colder air and down to -13 Wednesday night. Right now, it's 0 and mostly cloudy. At Pearson, your overnight low, -3.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Dynamic Funds. We're all rethinking risk these days. Your investments should be no exception. A financial advisor can help you build a resilient portfolio. Learn more at dynamic.ca/advice. If life is a journey, we can help you enjoy the ride. Honda Downtown, a proud member of the A1 Group of dealerships, has been a driving force in the Greater Toronto area for 8 years. We can offer you the selection and service we'd want for ourselves. By treating you like our own, we can put you in the right vehicle at the right time. For Honda Downtown, we're not just here for you, we are you.
To learn more, visit us today at hondadowntown.ca.
You're listening to 680 News. Commercials from one company will look very different during this year's Super Bowl. Budweiser, whose past Super Bowl commercials featured Clydesdale horses and croaking frogs, is opting out of the broadcast in that sense this year for the first time in 37 years. Instead, the parent company, Anheuser-Busch, will donate portions of its advertising budget to the Ad Council, a nonprofit marketing group at the helm of a $50 million ad blitz to fight coronavirus vaccine skepticism. Now, at the same time, the pandemic has disrupted the sports industry, and maybe companies are hesitating to pay roughly $5.5 million for a 30-second slot during the game, which could still be delayed or even canceled. At the Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker. This is 680 News.
At jackpotcity.net, you can do amazing things with just one casino chip. Discover a world of incredible casino games with over 500 high-quality online slot games, including the world-renowned progressive jackpot slot, Mega Moolah. Play for free at jackpotcity.net and get treated as a VIP 24/7. So visit jackpotcity.net today on your tablet, laptop, or mobile. Jackpot City, a whole world of casino games. 18 plus. Please play responsibly. This is not a gambling website.
With the You Deserve a VW sales event, you get more for less. That's more control, more space, and definitely more of this. She's been doing that for hours. Impressive. Lease a Volkswagen from just 0.99% for 24 months. Like the Tiguan with an optional third row, the Jetta with its digital cockpit, and the 7-seat Atlas. Offer ends February 1st. Contact a dealer or visit VW.ca to shop online.
Volkswagen.
680 News Time, 4:56.
At the 680 News Business Report, here's Richard Southern.
Thanks, Legetta. BlackBerry stock going bananas today, Johnny. Getting caught up in this big
it's going bananas.
That has seen
Like a barrel of
here
monkeys.
in GameStop.
Like a barrel of laughs.
Bananas. I mean, GameStop has quadrupled so far since the first of
like a banana republic.
January. Big community on Reddit getting together and deciding to buy some of these stocks collectively to force out the shorts, triggering a short cover, and the end result is these stocks.
So you're paying off the short.
BlackBerry today, the management there said there hasn't been any major business changes to account for the trading frenzy. BlackBerry shares on Bay Street were up 28% of close to $22.97. Within the past year, BlackBerry's traded, as low as $3.90. But the shares are up 61% over the past 5 days. And the volume is just out of control. 23 million BlackBerry shares crossing the tape on Bay Street today. The average volume is less than 7 million for this company. Of course, GameStop has been at the forefront of this big momentum trade. And shares in that company did close higher again today. They were up, let me check it out here. They're up 18% at close, $76.79. US. Broader market's a little bit mixed in what was a volatile session. The TSX did finish higher. Bay Street up 60 points, 17,906. On Wall Street, the Dow was down at 36 points to 30,960. Maybe a bit of a wait-and-see approach ahead of a lot of earnings coming up this week.
There was an old guy in the coffee shop while my coffee was sitting on the counter just for a few seconds. His mask is right here, and he's trying hard. I could tell he's got a hard enough time seeing what's in the display. What's this? Apple pie. How much is that? I love these oldies. Unfortunately, my coffee was sitting right in front of me.
Super Bowl advertisers, many of them are bowing out this year, struggling with the tone. Advertisers.
But I can't risk getting sick with this shit.
With the pandemic on the go, with some social and political unrest in the States on the go, high unemployment. How do you roll out commercials?
Watch the cup I got earlier be the one with the
virus passing on the Super Bowl. The company instead will use the marketing dollars to raise awareness about COVID vaccines. Will donate a percentage of its advertising airtime to nonprofits, it says. Coca-Cola, Hyundai, Little Caesars, Ford, also among the big advertisers that say they will pass on a Super Bowl commercial this year. Prices, though, have held up for these ads. A 30-second spot during the game will cost $5.5 million.
Do you not have the most largest
Anheuser-Busch, Pringles, Mountain Dew,
captive audiences here? You want to look at it that way? These people ain't going nowhere.
Canadian dollars, 78.45 cents US. The top stories at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I fucked up the time, and I wasted a bit of my weed by smoking. I should have waited. I could have waited 30 minutes. I'd be smoking it now going, damn, thank God that's over. I might not have even needed that second coffee. I fucked myself up. And yeah, I do this pretty much every day, trying to catch up on what they're telling us, and I still don't know the schedule. I thought the city was at 4 o'clock. Now it's at 2 o'clock.
And let your heart enjoy what it needs today. Visit scotiabank.com/accelerate to open a savings accelerator account today. Conditions apply. Interest is calculated daily. Right now, being there for each other has never been more important. And while your vehicle may not be top of mind, one-on-one appointments that follow strict safety protocol. We also updated our drive home shopping experience.
从吕宋岛到梅兰岛，这个小型科考团队使用各种方法，对这片多样化的生态系统进行采样。因为他们先在河纸上做好草图，
Some sort of intelligent audio processor.
进行补充和注释。在新天翁号上停留了16个月后，伊藤为70只有才
Why do we need 4 separate volume
100
controls?
条鱼绘制了素描。当信天鹰号于1910年旧金山时，
As I'm using it is when it jumps out of the fucking way. They're so creative. They're so inventive. I wonder how many children have you hypnotized and groomed by pretending to be in their TV set?
了解南海的历史生态做出了重要贡献。唯有探索。
And earlier with tried to load Cappy Radio, not realizing apparently there is no noon update that day. Oh, they went apeshit. That was last night, wasn't it? That'd be 7 in the morning, wouldn't it? I'm pretty sure that was 5.
中国国际广播电台 The Voice of South China Sea from China Radio International. 唯有探索，才有答案。南海之声。
欢迎收听历史上的整点新闻。
Hey, he'll do for our traffic station.
我是照亮人类前行之路的特别致辞。习近平强调，
Remember, they don't have to necessarily know English all that well. They can read off the words on the screen. They'll be fine. You can send it to them as a text message every 2
世纪的多边主义要守正初心，面向未来，既要坚持多边主义的核心价值和基本原则，也要立足世界格局变化，着眼应对全球性挑战需要。要坚持开放包容，坚持以国际法则为基础，坚持协商合作，坚持与时俱进。 中国将继续积极参与国际抗疫合作，实施互利共赢的开放战略，促进可持续发展，推进科技创新，推动构建新型国际关系，向着构建人类命运共同体不断迈进。 中国全国人大常委会委员长栗战书25号在北京以视频方式同伊朗议长卡利巴夫举行会谈。栗战书建议两国不断深化政治互信，持续开展抗击新冠肺炎疫情的合作，积极稳妥推进国际合作，共同促进地区和平稳定。针对美国国务院近日发表声明，要求中国停止对台施压，中国外交部发言人赵立坚25号表示，中方在台湾问题上的 立场是一贯的、明确的。中方敦促美方慎重妥善处理涉台问题，不向台独势力发出任何错误信号。中国水利部部长贺景平25号在2021年全国水利工作会议上说，今年中国将高标准推进重大水利工程建设，加快黄河、古咸水利枢纽工程等150项重大水利工程建设，争取早开工、多开工。 中国银行保险监督管理委员会近日修订发布相关规定，强化对保险公司偿付能力的监管，将偿付能力监管指标或者。
Juice all in my veins, 6 buzzing my name. No one on these flames. Fucking Friday night, I ain't playing no games. I'm that West End chick that was raised in the lane. Yeah, you won't believe it. Just raise the speed.
Definitely not worth this. I don't need it to work. Here, I just. There we go. 152, 120 kilobits per second. A nice little speed.
Fucking Friday night, where the fuck is everybody? I just wanna party, like I won the lottery. Fucking Friday night, where the fuck is everybody? I just wanna party, like I won the lottery. I just wanna party, like I won the lottery.
Yeah, this app's helpful. It doesn't have everything in it, but don't use warnings, don't use gunshots as an emergency signal around enemy fire. The enemy will surely respond to gunshots. It might show up. Yeah, it's like, what's worse, the enemy troops or what, like a wild bear or something? A whole section on radiation. All it says is to be especially careful of colds. Really? What's the connection there?
No, we here, with my niggas in the trash. Put it in, flip it quick, get it back. Add me up, with my niggas in the room. Cleaning up, sweeping up with a broom. Run it down, run it down, run it down. Double cup, double cup, double cup. So I got a couple racks today.
They said Fraggle Rock is coming back.
Cashing out in the bank every day. Put in work, get paid.
And that was a show takeoff from the other show, wasn't it? What was the other show? Go back to the 80s.
Just got off the plane, juice all in my veins. 6 bucks in my name, no one on these flames. Fucking Friday night, I ain't playing no games. I'm that West End chick that was raised in the lane. Yeah, you won't believe, pay up, just raise the fee. They calling, but they can't get a hold of me. The beats all Friday, BET, raise a bar for the sea. If the work ain't clean, don't come for me. They show up before, but they wanna come around. I'ma ride this way till the water run out. I'ma spark this place till the fire burn out.
This stupid gas flow thing don't work correctly. It's supposed to show the network speed like a digital speedometer in the notification. This says it's Android 7, but this implementation seems to be missing some stuff.
New York niggas are out here.
So no one wants to answer the question I have. How many bodies in rental refrigerated trucks do we have? No one wants to answer that. It's just okay, no go away. No go away. It doesn't matter.
Where you at? Hit me up with the money. What is that? Get this paper, get this cash. No, we here with my niggas in the trash. Put it in, flip it quick, get it back. Add me up with my niggas in the room. Cleaning up, sweeping up with a broom. Run it down, run it down, run it down. Double cup, double cup, double cup. So I got a couple racks today. Didn't think I'd make it, but I made it back today. Cashing out in the bank every day. Put in work, get paid. Where my niggas at? Fucking Friday night, where the fuck is everybody? I just wanna party, like I won the lottery. Fucking Friday night, where the fuck is everybody? I just wanna party, like I won the lottery. I just wanna party, like I won the lottery. I just wanna party, like I won the lottery. Fucking Friday night, where the fuck is everybody? I just wanna party, like I won the lottery. Just got off the plane, juice all in my veins. 6 bucks in my name, no one on these flames. Fucking Friday night, I ain't playing no games. I'm that West End chick that was raised in the lane. Yeah, you won't.
What is this last one? I got the receipt somewhere. It's in the cheap bastard. There's tax on this shit. Fuck you. There's the Canadian government saying they're not the British, charging a tax between the Micmac and French. What's this?
Big shots, nigga, rep your block. Holding your tongue, the bloody north where the soldiers is from. Team dying on your set me out. Big shots, nigga, rep your block. Holding your tongue, the bloody north where the soldiers is from. 357s and Mac 11s, keep stepping, cock your weapon and stop yelling if you rep 187. I got niggas in the front ready, you're ready to split you down the middle just like a blunt, so walk but not with me. The Lord will not forgive me for shaking up your kidney, cause you faking it Disney. My niggas lippy and shifty, pissy, Billy, Iggy, Shiggy. We don't give a wiggy what Billy Millie's trying to kill the city like crack in the 80s. I'm ready to burn in 80s. My dog is vexed with rabies, not even my barbecue fitting. You niggas is crazy. Fuck a fight and learn what these challenges do. You can be as cuckoo as you are, unbalanced suit. Fixing the garden, I'm coming to rally you. Had to splatter you, run you off of your avenue while I laugh at you. The money scientific, demented rushes. My figment of the appearance igneous, run you up the district. If you rep the team, I know you'll set me high. Big shots, nigga, rep your block. Holding your tongue, the bloody north where the soldiers is from. If you rep the team, I know you'll set me high. Big shots, nigga, rep your block. Holding your tongue, the bloody north where the soldiers is from. Star City where we blast shots. Then to the last block, your man mentality, cause all of us niggas ass rise. My whole thing ain't Robinson, feeling cash crops. Money growing trees, just turn the coke, leaf to crack rock. You find a block, get a key, keep it padlocked. Innocent animals, watch your dog, jealous rats talk. We pack logs, and smoke weed in here like Sasquatch. Fuck my niggas, roll your son to think you out of the sandbox. Better yet, I crash your plane, spit on the black box. Because he's highly trained on cocaine, high after that plug, me that hard. You with more clips, it's for instance, the same equivalent as a bed nail in the insects, ridiculous. Most cats is sweet like licorice. I eat they cool fast, smoke niggas similar to cigarettes. You dig me yet? Bit of cash, you burn the ass, I belong to burn the fast, bleed you colder than the NUJ. You rep the team, I know you'll set me high. Big shots, nigga, rep your block.
Let's get a look at the forecast now with Denise Andriati.
You can keep your little six, little nigga. I run the dot. Even when I'm OT, my nigga. I run the dot. Nothing gon' change, little nigga. When I'm under lock. Tell every rapper in this motherfucking city that I run the dot. I run this bitch that track and field. Race strikes like you're not the only one back and still. Power couple stand on top of the hill like track and chill. Little niggas too young for big mass like Happy Meals. Who the best yet? Chocolate blood like we don't text here. In the cut, niggas go up. It's like a check share. Niggas said boy gon' die, but couldn't get near it. Silence ain't got no sound like a set hearing. I said before I'm a killer. If I drop a POC, this rain like killer. We was in the East Detention Project Bounce, that's out to count. When I used to turn myself in with an ounce. If you from the friend, I never would be announced. Back in 04, when Gavin went around the house, I was spectating. Nigga that said he was playing checkmate. Nigga out of range, he used to give you niggas headspace.
The NASDAQ closed at a record of 92 points. The S&P gained 13. The Dow was lower, though down 36. Canadian dollar lower to 78.46 cents U.S. This is 680.
When it comes to investing, it's time to consider.
We were at 75 something for a while.
Wide over to get you out on the next day. Blood on my hand, yo bitch, that's how I get laid. Fucking with your shorty, get my priest like He-Man. Like Thomas and Trent can't do it, like guess we can. Keep it 6, nigga, we keep 6. We can handle this like man or get us some G-shit. Sex tripping niggas switching colors like beasties. The money that we pulling on you, what do you read with? You see shit. Where they dead ones, all I see is the snake ones. The cats that put work in their pocket and got no cake from. If a bus ain't big and no 6 plus, I'll make one. And if that shit don't come easy, nigga, I'll take some. Nigga, I run the dot. Even when I'm on team, my nigga, I run the dot. Nothing gon' change now, nigga. You can keep your little 6, nigga. I run the dot. Even when I'm on team, my nigga, I run the dot. Nothing gon' change, nigga. When I'm under lock. Tell every rapper in this motherfucking city that I run the dot. I run this bitch that track and field. Race strikes like you're not the only one back to sell. Power couple stand on top of the hill like track and chill. Little niggas too young for big mass like Happy Meals. Who the best here? Chocolate blood like we don't text here. In the cut, niggas go up. It's like a check steering. Niggas said boy gon' die, but couldn't get near him. Silent sick got no sound like a vet hearing. I said before I'm a killer. If I drop a P, you'll see this rain like Geller. We was in the East Detention, Project Bounce, that's how to count. When I used to turn myself in with an ounce. If you from the friend that never would be announced back in 04 when Galloway around the house, I was hectic. Nigga that said he was playing checkmate. Bleeding out of range, we used to give you niggas headspace. Putting quite over to get you out on the next day. Blood on my hand, yo bitch, that's how I get laid. Fucking with your shorty, get my priest like He-Man. Like Thomas and Trent can't do it, like guess we can. Keep it 6, nigga, we keep 6. We can handle this like man or get us some G-shit. Sex tripping niggas switching colors like beasties. The money that we pulling on you, what do you read with? You see shit. Where they dead ones, all I see is the snake ones. The cats that put work in their pocket and got no cake from. If a bus ain't big and no 6 plus, I'll make one. And if that shit don't come easy, nigga, I'll take some. Nigga, I run the dot. Even when I'm on team, my nigga, I run the dot. Nothing gon' change now, nigga, when I'm under lock. Tell every rapper in this motherfucking city that I run the